All righty. Good to see everybody today. Good to see Bud and Karen are back. And they're already tired of us. Be praying for Brother Jay and Sister Paula. They couldn't make it tonight. She had a late appointment. Then Pastor Mark, he got stuck in a meeting, so covering for him for another week. But we'll be back to our regularly scheduled midweeks hopefully soon, because I'm sure he misses it a little bit too. I think. I don't know. But I have a little bit more this week than I did last week. Something that's been on my mind a little bit. Because lately, I've been putting a lot of thought into so many different projects, different tasks that I need to get done. Whether if it's here at work or just at home. There's so many of them. It's almost like they're never ending. I need you to hang cameras. I need you to hang security cameras. There's so much of it, and all it does is gets me to thinking. I get to thinking, and then I spend so much time thinking about what I need to get done and how much of it I need to get done that I just start spinning and spiraling about all of it. Start getting stressed out or anxious. It's just never ending. And I do that with just about everything in my life. I don't know if there's a single thing I don't do that with. And all it does is it pushes me back a little bit. I find something, and I find myself carrying that throughout the entire week. And the only week where it seems to all make sense is Sunday morning, because Sunday morning I only got one job to do. Usually. Sometimes it's a couple things. But I keep putting that on myself, and I keep taking it through every day, every moment of every week. And I keep thinking to myself, if only I just had a little bit more time. Every time I think that. I wish I had just a little bit more time. Just a little bit more time. If I had a minute of every time that I said that, I probably would have enough hours in a day to do it all. But the honest truth of it is that I've realized is we don't need more time. What we need is more peace inside the time that we have. Now, peace isn't offered as a personality, and it's not a character trait. It's not something that you can learn. It's not something you just pick up along the way. It's not something that you can just figure out neither. Peace is a gift. And that gift is offered to those who are tired, to those who are anxious, and those that are overwhelmed. And Jesus offers this, and he mentions it in John chapter 14, verse 17. Jesus says, I'm leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give you is a gift this world cannot give. So don't be troubled and don't be afraid. Now, when you read this, I want us to really realize something here. Jesus did not offer a vacation. Because to tell you the truth, vacations don't last. He did not offer a break. Because I don't know about y'all, but my breaks last about 15 minutes. Jesus said, I am giving you peace. His peace. And that peace, once you get a hold of it, once you realize how to get a hold of it, it shakes and it changes everything that you ever thought. Because a lot of us think peace is just a moment where you can get a breath in. A lot of us think peace is just a moment where you get to sit down. A lot of us think that peace is just a moment. But it's more than that. If we look at this in Mark chapter 4, verses 35 and to 40. And we all know this story. In this moment is when Jesus is telling the disciples that he wants to go to the other side of the sea. It's probably one of my most favorite stories growing up. They have a million songs about this very story, and we sing it all the time. Jesus wants to cross the sea. They get into the boat, they're sailing off, and the first thing that he does is he falls asleep. Seems like nothing's wrong with it. But then the disciples in the boat start freaking out because they've hit a storm. They get hit with winds and waves. There's water probably crashing in the boat. When you look at a map and you see the seas in Israel, they look like just really big lakes. But when you go and look at it, and Pastor Mark was able to look at it, it really does look like any other raging sea that you can see anywhere else. It really is just nothing but rolling waves and high winds, and it makes so much more sense once you see it why they would be so freaked out. And as soon as they see all this storm, in verse 38, all they can say is, "Do you not care that we're going to drown?" Now, I don't know what expression Jesus had on his face, but I know that it could not have been a smile. I know it could not have been a happy moment for Jesus when all he hear is, he don't care. Just because Jesus took a nap. After that moment, Jesus gets up and he says those three famous words. He says, "Peace, be still." But what he says after that is what has stuck with me for so long. He looks right back at him and says, "Why are you afraid? Do you still not have faith?" Even in the moment, regardless of all these storms, all the wind and the waves crashing down on them, they've forgotten the biggest, most important thing that they had with them on that boat. The entire time, from the moment that they sailed and made it to the middle of that water, they have had Jesus in their boat. And somehow they forgot it. I don't know how you could forget such a thing. They've all laid eyes on him, and they swear that this man can do miraculous things, but they have completely forgotten all of that as soon as the storm hits. They've forgotten all of it. So what I've gathered from this is our storm, any storm, every storm, is not the problem. How it hits us, where it hits us from, and when it hits us is not the problem. The problem is when we have these storms is our focus is in the wrong place. We spend way too much time looking at how big these storms are. We spend way too much time measuring them. I don't know if it's because we listen to David Payne tell us how big every storm is every time it rolls into Oklahoma, but we spend way too much time looking at how big it is. We need to start measuring something else. We need to forget on how big the storm is and remember just how big our God is. They even say it in this same moment, what they say is, even the winds and the waves obey him. There is nothing outside of his obedience. Yet we forget it. we need to remember that peace isn't found in escaping our storms. If you go back and look, they didn't find peace whenever they left the storm or when they got off the boat. They didn't find peace whenever they finally hit the shore. Peace is not found whenever the storms leave. Peace is found by knowing that Jesus is in the middle of the storm with you. They call this very miraculous moment in the middle of every storm is called the eye of the storm. And they say it's the most peaceful spot of it. But in order to get there, you have to go through all the chaos that surrounds it. Jesus is not something or someone. His peace is not on the other side of it. If Jesus was on the other side of the storm, there'd be no point to the storm in the first place. There'd be no point in us going through it in the first place. We find Jesus in the middle of it. We all know this verse in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. The Bible says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for everything He's done. Then you will experience God's peace. I don't know if we've really caught on to that moment, that little spot in the verse. Right here. Pray. Tell God what you need. Thank Him. Then you'll experience God's peace. This peace, the peace that Jesus offers and that Jesus gives and that Jesus is holding out to each and every one of us is a gift that is promised. It says it right here. You will experience this peace. But the pathway is this. Pray, request, and then thanksgiving. We did a whole series recently. The very first step is to pray first. Pray first. It sounds so simple. And to tell you the truth, it really is. To pray first. But when we're doing that, we really got to get out of our heads. This is the most dangerous place to be is in your own mind. I remember watching this TV show. I couldn't tell you what it is or what it was about, but there was this one kid who shipped off to military school. He couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure out why the sergeant was so mad at him all the time. And then one day, the sergeant was asking him how he was able to do everything so much better than everyone else. He said, I just quit thinking and started listening to everything you said. Once I realized that if I just stopped thinking, I don't have to worry about anything. And I'm the happiest that I could be. Don't think when it comes to this. And I'm not saying don't think in everything. Some of us need to have a little bit more common sense in life. Maybe. I don't know what the answer is. But I do know this, that when it comes to your storm or when it comes to anything that crosses you in life, the first thing that you should be doing is not thinking. Because once you start thinking, then you start looking at it. Man, those clouds are really big. Man, this is really going to hurt me. I really got to brace for this impact. But if our first thing, instead of thinking, is praying, then we find the moment of thanking God in everything that He has done and telling Him what we need, then at that moment we can find peace. I'm sure that some of y'all figured this out, that if you do not have a clear mind or if you do not have a peaceful moment, you can't think clearly. So there's no point in starting if you're thinking early on in the middle of all the chaos. There's no point in it. Every time you encounter a storm, every time that your heart starts racing with fear or racing with anxiety, practice this. 3 easy steps. Practice this. Pray, praise, and then proceed. You'll be able to walk away from anything if you follow those 3 easy steps. You could have a limp, but you can still walk away feeling perfectly fine if you follow those 3 easy steps. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Peace isn't something that you feel. Peace is someone that you follow. This peace is not a momentary thing. It's not something that comes and goes. It's not something that you'll just have for a moment. I'm not telling you that you're going to have peace for just a couple days and then you have to go right back to praying. What I'm telling you is that his peace is a way of life. Once you figure that out, you will find peace in all things. Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. Jesus says this, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take upon my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden that I give you is light." Some of us, if not all of us, are tired. Tired physically, tired spiritually, tired mentally. And if you're not tired, you're about to be. Here's another thing. If you are tired, don't deny it neither. Jesus says all who are weary and carry a heavy burden. If he's telling that to you, if he's saying, if you're tired, let me know, or if you're tired, come to me, and if you sit there and say, no, I'm fine, you will never find rest. Don't deny how tired you are. Don't deny how weary you are. Don't deny that you're going through something. Don't act like everything's okay when to you none of it's okay. This is something that a lot of us struggle with very early on. I struggle with it all the time. I don't know how often I say I'm all right when in reality I'm not. And the more and more that I say that I am when I'm not, the bigger and deeper hole I dig myself. I don't know how many times I've rather had a dead alternator, dead battery, and I sat there and I tried to fix it and I couldn't figure it out, and I'd wait till dark till I called Dad. And every time he says, you should just call me whenever you can't figure it out, because then I won't be changing this in the dark. I still struggle with it. I still struggle asking for help. I still struggle admitting to the fact that I'm tired, or that I'm upset, or that I'm stressed out, or that I'm aggravated. It's hard to say that you're not okay. It's hard to say that you need help. It's hard to say that you're tired. But we need to get into the practice, or we need to get into the capability of saying and reaching out, hey, I'm tired. I'm weary. I have way too much on my shoulders. I am carrying way too much in my life. I can't figure this out. My spirituality is tanking. My mentalness is tanking. Everything that I have is breaking down, and I can't figure it out. We need to get into that moment to figure out how we can say, I need help. Because as soon as you say, I need help, you fit this very description that Jesus is saying. All of you who are weary and carry a heavy burden, all of you who are tired, let me teach you. Because what I have for you is easy and light. My yoke won't yank on you all day long. Do y'all know what a yoke is? You four? It's like if he hasn't already. Big say, I think all the husbands, they turned away as soon as I asked that. Yoke is something that you put on an ox so you can pull him around, or he'd pull the plow behind him or pull the wagon behind him. It's heavy. It's tiring. And I promise you, it will break your back. And I will not promise that you won't have that if you get married. I couldn't tell you if you will or not. You'll have to ask somebody who is married. That being said, Paul quit scaring the boy. There's some heavy yokes at my house, too. Admit it when you're tired. Go to Jesus and say, I need your help. Teach me, because I need to find the rest that you are promising me. I'm going to tell you another thing. Jesus didn't say, get it together. He didn't say, figure it out. He didn't say, go work it out, then come to me. He said, come to me and find rest. There are no other steps to that. Find Jesus, you find rest. If there's anything that I want anyone in here to leave with tonight, it's this. I want everyone here to leave with this practice. Because this practice is meant for every day. It's meant for every moment. It's meant for every week, every month, every year, in every situation. Whether you think it's a good situation or if you think it's a bad situation, we need to practice this. We need to practice praying, praising, and proceeding. In every moment, pray, good or bad. In every moment, praise, good or bad. And after you do that, move forward with that rest that he gives you. And once you have figured out this practice, share it. If there's anything that anyone can see right now, is this world needs to find some peace. Especially right now. This world needs to find some peace. Everyone keeps acting like it's coming. We're going to have a moment of peace. We thought about it. You can go back and look. We've thought about it multiple times. Oklahoma's gone through it, I don't know how many times. There was the first crash of the oil. There was a second crash of oil. Most recently, there was an oil well that blew up. If you keep chasing a moment, you're going to be chasing a really long time. The United States right now is going through so much turmoil just because everyone is chasing a moment for peace instead of chasing the one who has peace. Instead of looking for the one who has peace. Instead of acknowledging that the one who has peace, the one who is peace, has been offering this for over 2,000 years. 2,000 years and we still haven't figured it out. If we make it to 3,000 years, I bet we still won't have it figured out. But us as a church, we can perfect this practice of praying, praising, and then proceeding, and then we can take it to all those that we see that are struggling. All we have to tell them is, hey, 2,000 years ago, a man said that he offers peace, and all you have to do is go to him. That's it. If you want peace, go to them. That's it. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to figure it out. Just go to them, and you will find peace. Share it. The next time that you see the news, the next time that you're given bad news, the next time someone freaks out over something so big that they can't control, the next time someone freaks out about some global event that they can't control, share this practice with them. Share it. I don't know if they'll listen to you, but they're going to try something. But these 3 easy steps, it'll be so easy. They can try it as many times as they want. It's something so easy that they can think of this first before they think of anything else. So many people try something else to find peace, and it usually leads them into a very dark hole. A lot of times it's alcohol. A lot of times it's drugs. A lot of times it's women. A lot of times it's men. A lot of times it's doing something stupid. Well, all of that was stupid. A lot of times they'll go chasing that instead of Jesus, these 3 simple steps that Jesus has. Pray, be thankful, and find peace. And that's it. If there's anything that I want y'all to leave with tonight, it is that. Father, I thank you and I praise you for giving us this wonderful moment that we can be together. So thankful that you have gathered all of us here today, bringing back faces that we haven't seen in a little bit. And I pray that we'll be able to take what you've taught us in your scriptures of praying and thanking and then going forward with your peace. I pray that you will help us take this and to master this practice so that every moment of chaos, every moment of turmoil, and every moment of tension, we'll be able to take it and break away from it with that peace that you've promised us. And I pray that we'll be able to take it to any and all who are feeling that same turmoil and that same chaos. That they will be able to find that same peace that you have promised us. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Be ready and be excited for Sunday. Yes, Pastor Mark will be pastoring Sunday or preaching Sunday. So if you've been sitting in the back for a while, Sunday is the week to sit in the front. I'll be selling spit guards to everyone who sits in the front. $5 a piece. Be praying about everyone that we haven't seen in a little bit. Be praying for everyone that we haven't seen tonight. Be with them and be ready. Brother Paul, will you pray for us?